Have you ever had a staring contest with your cat and felt like you were losing? Or maybe you've caught birds chirping at each other and thought, what are they gossiping about now? Here's a wild fact. Prairie dogs, yes, those chubby little ground squirrels, have a language so advanced they can describe your clothes and how fast you're walking. Seriously. And yet most of us still believe that we humans are the only species capable of deep communication. But what if we're just not listening closely enough? Welcome back to the Bliss of Buddhism, where we explore the mysteries of the universe, from the cosmos above to the creatures right beside us. Today, we're diving into a world that's buzzing, humming, chirping, and dancing with hidden meanings, the secret lives of animals. Behind every flutter, bark, buzz, and squeak, there's a message. Sometimes it's about food, danger, or love. Sometimes, believe it or not, it's a full-on conversation. And just like a good Buddhist monk who watches the wind move the grass, when we really start to observe the behavior of animals, we discover something profound. They are constantly communicating, not just to survive, but to thrive, to connect, to share. And that changes everything. We humans have this charming habit of crowning ourselves the most intelligent life form on Earth. I mean, come on, we've invented Wi-Fi, decoded the human genome, launched spacecraft beyond our solar system, and yes, even figured out how to make toast pop up with a satisfying ding. Not bad, right? But in our rush to celebrate our own genius, we often overlook the quiet brilliance of the animals we live alongside. We tend to judge intelligence based on human standards, spoken language, written symbols, complex tools. And when animals don't meet those specific criteria, we assume they're less aware, less feeling, or somehow less evolved. But what if that assumption is flawed? What if animals do understand, just not in the way we expect? What if their languages are made of gestures, vibrations, chemical signals, or even silence? Could it be that the real issue isn't that animals lack intelligence, but that we've been too distracted to notice? From a Buddhist perspective, all sentient beings are interconnected, each one carrying a spark of wisdom, a role in the greater dance of life. To dismiss them is not just unkind, it's unwise. Because when we listen with the heart, not just the ears, we begin to hear what's been there all along. Let's start with something familiar. Bees. To most of us, a bee buzzing nearby is either a harmless wanderer or a potential stinger to dodge. But beneath that fuzzy exterior is a world of incredible communication. Bees perform what's called the waggle dance. And no, it's not just a cute name, it's a highly sophisticated navigational system. Through this dance, bees convey where the good stuff is: nectar, pollen, even water sources. The angle of their waggle tells direction in relation to the sun, and the duration indicates distance. Think of it as nature's GPS, built entirely on movement. No smartphones, no Wi-Fi, just pure biological brilliance. Now zoom in closer to the ground, and you'll meet the ants, those tiny architects of order. They leave scent trails like little breadcrumb paths, leading others to food. But they don't stop there. Ants also use pheromones, chemical messages, touch, and even body language to assign roles, warn of danger, or decide when it's time to move the whole colony. If you've ever watched a line of ants working in harmony to transport a single crumb, you're witnessing a level of teamwork that would put most corporate teams to shame. And how about dolphins? These marine geniuses don't just click and whistle at random. They have signature whistles, which function like names. They greet each other, call out to lost friends, and even mimic other dolphins' names. That's right. Imagine calling your bestie across the ocean by whistling her nickname. Now let's go massive. Elephants. Their communication style is both powerful and poetic. They emit low-frequency rumbles, sometimes below our hearing range, that travel for miles through the ground. Other elephants hear these messages through the sensitive pads on their feet. It's as if the earth itself becomes the telephone line. They use these signals to coordinate movement, locate family, and even express grief. Yes, Elephants mourn. They visit the bones of their deceased, gently touching them with their trunks, in quiet, solemn moments that resemble our own rituals of farewell. And let's not forget the birds outside your window. That cute... It's not just random chirping. It's a code. The number of Ds in that call actually changes depending on how big or dangerous the predator is. So more Ds? That's the birdie version of take cover. We've got a major threat inbound. Every species, it seems, is fluent in its own form of wisdom. We just have to learn how to listen. Let's pause for a moment and shine a spotlight on one of the most remarkable examples of animal intelligence ever recorded, Alex, the African gray parrot. Alex wasn't just trained to mimic human words. He grasped what they meant. He could identify colors, count objects up to 6, and even understand abstract concepts like same and different. Most astonishing of all, he understood the concept of zero, something many children only begin to grasp after years of learning. He would even combine words to express his desires or protest when tired of a task. Imagine a bird not only talking, but arguing with logic. And the most heart-melting part? On the last night before he passed away, Alex looked at his caretaker and said, "You be good. I love you." He wasn't just repeating a phrase. He meant it. And then, there's the octopus, possibly the most misunderstood genius of the animal kingdom. These creatures are escape artists, tool users, and problem solvers. In a German aquarium, one octopus named Otto became so annoyed by a light shining into his tank that he figured out how to aim a jet of water at it, repeatedly, until he short-circuited the entire system. That wasn't instinct. That was attitude. So next time someone says animals just react, remember Alex, who spoke with love, and Otto, who rewired his environment. These aren't just clever anecdotes. They're windows into a truth we're only beginning to understand. Animals think, feel, and choose far more than we give them credit for. So, what have we really uncovered in this journey into the secret lives of animals? That their communication isn't simple, primitive, or instinctual in the way we often assume. No, it's nuanced, intentional, and at times strikingly emotional. From the tiny ant laying down a scent trail with precision to the elephant sending seismic love letters across the ground, animals are constantly in conversation with each other, with their environment, and perhaps with us. They speak through dances, through scents, through vibrations, through silence. And maybe, just maybe, they've been trying to speak to us all along. In Buddhism, there's a deep reverence for all sentient beings. Every creature, no matter how small, carries its own karma, its own awareness, its own voice. When we open our minds and hearts to this idea, we begin to see animals not as lesser beings, but as fellow travelers in this shared experience of life. We don't need words to connect. We only need presence. And in that presence, something extraordinary happens. We start to listen, not just with our ears, but with our awareness. Because communication isn't about making noise. It's about making connection. And animals have been doing that beautifully all along. So here's something to think about. Which animal's secret language surprised you the most? Was it the dancing bees, the whispering elephants, or the rebellious octopus? Let us know in the comments below. And if this video opened your eyes or ears to the richness of the animal world, check out our next video on Do Trees Talk? The Science of Forest Communication. You'll never walk through nature the same way again. Until then, observe kindly, listen deeply, and remember, every being is telling a story. All we have to do is listen.